In today's lesson, we're gonna cover design of your guitar and some specific terms. Then, left hand position, right hand position, and posture in general for when you practice. AndyPaul is here. Finally, it's time to go global. I've been teaching thousands of students in Europe and in the United States. But now I have a chance to teach anybody in the world, anybody who wants to learn guitar.
How cool is that?
This course is gonna be for all levels, from absolute beginner, from scratch, and all the way up to advanced. Lessons will be numbered so you can always find your next class. As a bonus, I will share one fun fact about guitars or famous guitar players at the end of each video. So stay tuned and smash this subscribe button and hit notification bell to not miss next class.
We've got work to do.
So now let's get familiar with your instrument, with your guitar. Any guitar you play, acoustic, electric or hybrid, whether you play rock or jazz or classical music or pop, your guitar is made of three basic parts. It's body of your guitar, right? That's called body. The neck, right? Like neck, only it's long. And head, or headstock. Head actually holds tuners, and you will see 6 of them because you have 6 strings to tune, all right? So just focus on body, neck, and head, all right? And you will see that this specific waist is designed to put your guitar on your knee. And by the way, you can use your left knee. You've got to raise it a little bit. Or your right knee, it doesn't matter, right? Classical guitarists prefer to play it in this position because you kind of have your whole body of your guitar in front of you, right? Let's say contemporary, more like rock musicians, rock guitarists, they would do it on their right knee. The important thing to note is that knee should be facing you. It should be right in front of you, okay? Do not let your guitar go all the way on the side. Bring it in front of you. Whether it's your left, you keep it in front of you. Right knee, you keep it in front of you, all right? Then make sure your neck is either parallel to the ground or slightly pointed up. Do not let it go too much down because it's not gonna be comfortable for your left hand position, all right? Now, before we even go for left hand technique or right hand technique, here's a question for you to answer. Why do you think you need to play music instrument or music in general for that matter? If you ask me, that's exactly what I would say. First, you get to escape from stress. And second, you get to control your emotions and feelings, which is extremely important, and as a result, musicians live longer. Now, on a serious note, this is how it works exactly. Before you just start practicing, before you start playing anything, try to charge your music with your feeling or emotion, all right? Do not focus only on technical aspect. Do not focus only on physical, how your finger presses string or releases string or plucks, right? The more important part is that you can charge your music with your emotion or feeling. At the same time, you release it. You relieve the stress, right? That helps a lot in day-to-day life. For example, you feel anger, or you feel under the weather, or you feel, let's say, sadness, right? Or you're in love. Anything, you try to express it and project through your music. For example, you're feeling sad, right? You imagine it's like rainy day, raindrops on the window, and you play something like right? It's just an example. You don't have to play exactly that. You can play one note, right? But make sure you make it sound sad, right? Or if you're furious or angry, express it, let it out, right? That's the most important part. You will learn now how to charge your music, okay? If you want them to cry, they will cry. If you want your audience to jump, they will jump if you charge it inside the notes you play, right? Music has this energy part. It can be charged. All right, so if you want them to jump, of course they will jump if you program your music, all right, to be set up as jumpy, all right? And believe me, it will work. If you practice it with any emotion, any feeling you have, you do it again and again, you will master, you will perfect that skill, just as you can perfect hammer on or pull off technique, for example, for your left hand, right, or finger picking. Basically, if you get to control your emotions, if you know how to express them and project, you will control everything around you and basically other people, which is your audience, all right? You'll be like Niccolo Paganini. Now we're coming to a technical aspect. These are actual exercises I want you to practice. We start with focus on your left hand, all right? Practice only one hand at a time for a couple of days, right? Then we'll try to combine your left hand and right hand. To begin with, go with your left hand thumb on the back side of the neck, all right? Do not put it over or below the neck, because if you keep it on top, it's gonna be hard to stretch. And this is exactly what we'll try to do. We will stretch fingers, we'll put spaces between them, and each fingertip is going to be very close to metal fret wire number 1, middle 2, ring 3, pinky 4. So first, try to get that position and make it feel natural, like be relaxed when you have that position, all right? You can lift fingers, you can put them back. Lift, put them back. Avoid hypertension, all right? Breathe and relax. Then after you lift it, try first exercise, which is hammer on. You hammer string down with your fingertip, and oppositely pull off. Hammer, pull off. Hammer on, pull off technique. Repeat it 10 times with your index finger. Then do it 10 times with middle, but this time on 2nd fret. Hammer on, pull off. Exactly 10 times. Try to make it sound nice, right? So you use just left hand finger to produce that sound. Right hand is not involved. Then 10 times you do it with your ring finger. That's gonna be a little bit harder because ring finger is not as strong as middle or index. And finally, pinky. This finger is weak, so I would suggest to play it maybe even more than 10 times, maybe 15 or 20. All right, just to make it stronger. So basically you exercise the smaller muscles inside your fingers when you do that. Thumb is always on the back side of the neck, and you continuously repeat and try to perfect each movement, trying to get nicer sound with each hammer on or pull off technique, right? 10 times with each finger on each fret. That's gonna be your exercise number 1. You can do it on different strings, right? You can change it eventually to string number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See how it responds. Different strings will respond differently to your hammer on and pull off. And you will slightly have to readjust technique to make it work. All right? Perfect. So we're done with your left hand. Then you can relax, rest, shake your hand, switch to your right hand technique. And by the way, as we use numbers for your left hand fingers, there is no number for your thumb since it's on the back side of the neck. But for pointer, you count it as finger number 1, middle 2, ring 3, pinky 4. Hence, they cover fret number 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So same numbers are used for fingers as they used for frets. All right, that is your first position. Now, right hand, as opposed to your left, there are no numbers because it will be confusing, right? If you use numbers for both. That is why they use letters, okay? And in this description below, under this video, you will find additional information. It's gonna be a blog post article in which I shared images and extra explanation and names for your right hand fingers and numbers for your left hand fingers, all right? You will find it all on diagrams and pictures. So right hand, P stands for your thumb. Typically, it's played on string number 6, 5, or 4 on bass strings, right? The way you count strings is skinny string is always number 1 on any instrument. Then comes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see that 4, 5, and 6 are even slightly different color. So these are bass string. They sound lower like bass. All right. For 6, 5, or 4, we use thumb. Let's put it on 6. Then for top 3 strings, for 3, 2, and 1, you use index, middle, and ring, which is I, M, A, right, for ring finger. And there is nothing for pinky. The thing is, in classical finger picking, pinky is never used. You keep these 3 fingers together, thumb on its own, move it slightly forward, all right? And when you have that position, when you touch 6 and top 3 strings, squeeze them, push them together, and pluck all at the same time, all right? Put it back in the position at once, pluck. Put it back in the position, and pluck. All right? After you get even and solid sound, and you can hear each and every string, you plucking, all right, as a chord. This chord is called E minor, by the way, when you pluck 6 and top 3 together, E, M, or E minor. After that, you come back to that position, all right? Rest on top, relax your right hand as far as you can, bend wrist slightly at this point, right? Keep your thumb on its own. Do not let thumb and index collide. Don't let them touch each other, right? Keep space between them. And then, instead of plucking all strings at the same time, pluck one by one. Go with 6th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Make sure you move one finger at a time, only thumb. Others will stay. Only index, middle and ring stay. Middle, and then ring. Okay? Repeat it 10 times. So 6, 3, 2, 1. Position. Repeat. 6, 3, 2, 1. You can put me on pause and just repeat it 10, 15, or 20 times, trying to keep your right hand relaxed. Breathe when you play. Oppositely, you can get back to that same position and do 1, 2, 3, 6, right? We go opposite direction, position. Only ring finger is plucking, then only middle, until you need to pluck string. Keep touching it. 3, 6, and repeat it 10 times. String number 1, 2, 3, 6. Position. Only ring, only middle is plucking, only index, thumb. After you feel comfortable plucking and moving one finger at a time, which is actually a skill in its own, right? To move only one finger at a time is not that easy. Some fingers are kind of connected and attached to others, right? Because we move fingers all at the same time, like for example to make a fist or grab something, right? So through evolution, our fingers learned how to be working together, right? And when you play music instrument, it's different. You need a combination of finger, right? So for that, make sure you can even do like extra exercise. For example, you put both hands on the backside of your guitar's body, right? And see if you can break attachment between 2 adjacent fingers. For example, you want to lift only pinky. See if it works. Only index. See if it works. Only thumb. See if it works. And then do combination thumb and middle together. You can even stretch it with your other hand. Then let's say index and ring. And stretch. Then middle and pinky. If you say I want to lift middle and pinky and it's not working, calm down, breathe, and through your hand, find what's driving these 2 particular fingers and move them. Only these 2, all right? Until you can control your fingers like that, you will not be able to play your instrument well. You will continuously make mistakes because you want this finger to go on a particular fret and string, and it's not going because it's not listening to you, right? So make sure you can do something like that. Lifting fingers, with always one finger in between them, staying still, right? So thumb in the middle, index and ring, middle pinky. Again, index ring. Repeat. Thumb middle, index ring, middle pinky, index ring. Okay? Same you can do with your right hand. See if it works just like that. All right? Okay, and final step. It's gonna be combination of climbing up the scale to first string and then instantly come back. Get back to position, repeat. 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 3, 2, 1. So in the end, you'll get that finger picking riff from Metallica's song Nothing Else Matters. That's exactly how they play it. 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 3. Okay? That would be your right hand technique. Now, as promised, fun fact about guitars or famous guitar players. This one is going to be easy because it's lesson number 1 for beginners. If you want to know what bass guitar has in common with regular 6-string guitar, it's basically the same thing, you just don't have first and second string. Alright? So on bass guitar you will have G, D, A and E, just the same as on your regular 6-string guitar. Understanding that will help you make arrangements for music band if you have guitar and bass guitar in your music band. Now you can proceed to lesson number 2, but don't forget to check the link I included in the description of this video. It's a blog post article that has images and additional information for you to succeed. See you in the next class.